Griffin saying that the mayor's rhetoric is putting his life in danger.
Griffin says Mamdani's video put his life in danger.
What really upset me about the video was the fact that he put me in harm's way.
His tax bill would be $35,000 a year. He is using a murder to avoid paying it. Brian Thompson's murder was a tragedy. Nobody should use it to score political points.
United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is dead after being shot in Midtown Manhattan.
Including Ken Griffin. Because that is exactly what is happening here. A billionaire is invoking the assassination of a CEO to avoid answering one simple question. Should someone who owns a $238 million apartment in a city they do not live in pay $35,000 a year to that city?
I think the willingness of the mayor of New York to make this a policy debate, a personal attack, just demonstrated a profound lack of judgment.
Griffin does not want to answer that. So he changed the subject to his personal safety. Here are the verified facts. 220 Central Park South is one of the most famous luxury buildings in New York City. It was the most expensive residential sale in American history,
which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million.
When Griffin bought it in 2019, its address is public. Mamdani did not reveal a secret location. He stood outside a known building and said it should be taxed. That is not a safety threat. That is a policy argument. Brian Thompson was murdered outside a hotel during a public event. He was targeted in a premeditated attack based on his corporate role. Not because a politician pointed at his building. The situations are not comparable, and Griffin knows that. Here is what Griffin actually has. A full private security detail, multiple residences, a primary home in Miami, the resources to protect himself at a level no working New Yorker can access. Mamdani's video did not make Griffin less safe. It made him uncomfortable. Those are very different things. Now here is the number Griffin does not want you to focus on. $35,000 a year. That is what the pied-à-terre tax would cost him on a $238 million apartment he does not live in. His net worth is estimated at $32 billion. $35,000 is less than 2 hours of his daily earnings. He is not invoking Brian Thompson's murder because he fears for his life. He is invoking it because it is the most powerful emotional argument available to avoid that tax bill. Mamdani was elected to stand outside that building and say it should be taxed. That is not a threat. That is a mandate. Griffin's safety argument shifts the conversation from a $35,000 tax bill to a tragedy that has nothing to do with it. Working New Yorkers are being asked to accept that the most emotional argument wins. Griffin has every right to fight the tax. He does not have the right to use a tragedy as a shield. Griffin invoked a murder to avoid a tax bill. Mamdani made a policy argument. One is debate, the other is deflection. $35,000 a year, 2 hours of earnings. This was never about safety. It was always about the tax.